Welcome to Hard Truth Stories, honest talk about life and truth. Subscribe and like.
I want to tell you a very controversial story. Some might not even call it controversial. It all started with just one kiss. Something that happened a couple years ago, and honestly, it ended up hurting worse than a nuclear war. To give you the full picture, I'm 40 years old, my wife Elizabeth is 36, and we've got a 10-year-old son named Mike. Money's good, life's stable, everything seemed solid. The whole thing started one evening on Valentine's Day, February 14th. My coworkers and I were celebrating a little at the office, nothing crazy, just toasting each other. The women on the team had set up a nice spread. I called my wife Liz and said, "Hey, we're just having a bit of fun here. After your shift, come pick me up. We can hang out a little, and you'll drive so I don't have to leave my car overnight." She was cool with it. Man, if I'd known how this would end. I'd barely drink anyway. I'd pick up anyone, anywhere, no problem. Her commute to my office isn't long. That same night, her workplace had a low-key Valentine's thing, too, congratulating everyone. We ended up with more bottles of whiskey than planned, and some of the younger folks started playing Spin the Bottle. The older crowd, like me, was just sitting back watching, thinking it's harmless fun. I texted Liz, "Where you at?" She replied, "Grabbing an Uber. Be there soon." I took another drink, stood near the exit by the window to get some air, sleeves rolled up like everyone else. Good vibes all around. Then one of the youngest women on the team comes up, calls me Mr. Davis, and says the bottle landed on me. Before I can even react, she grabs my chin with both hands and kisses me. Full on, tilting her head toward the group so they can see she completed the dare. And right at that moment, my wife walks in. Perfect timing. We're standing off to the side, both smelling like alcohol, looking like we'd stepped away for something private. I know she saw the end of that kiss clear as day. I played it off like nothing happened. Honestly, it really was nothing on my end. We drove home talking about random stuff, like always. I figured if anything needed to be said, we'd talk tomorrow, or maybe not at all. But the next day, Liz was darker than a storm cloud. I explained the whole thing, and after a couple days, she seemed to believe me. I let out a breath, thought it was over. Big mistake. A month passes, 2 months, 6 months, and every chance she gets, with or without reason, she brings up that kiss. We start arguing more because of it. I'd say, "If you didn't forgive me, you should have said so back then instead of pretending and dragging it out forever." The second I get seriously mad, she backs off, says she was just joking, and chills. But the next fight, it all comes right back. She found the perfect way to get under my skin, and it was unbearable. Then she got a promotion at the jewelry store chain she works for. One of the managers at the big downtown flagship went on maternity leave, and they offered Liz the spot. Better pay, nicer location near our suburb in Evanston, even if the commute's a bit longer. She accepted without even talking to me about it. The schedule was 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., 3 days on, 3 days off. That stuck with me right away. First time I'd ever heard of a schedule like that. A year and a half later, one night she walks into our bedroom and says, "I'm tired of all this. You give me no time, no attention. Don't promise you'll change. You're grown. You won't. I've thought about it a long time. I'm done. It's time for me to go." I was in total shock. Next day I try to talk, but she's cold. Says she doesn't want to keep torturing me with her presence. I wasn't planning to leave, but I figured space might help. I went up to a buddy's empty lake house in Wisconsin for a couple weeks. Sometimes couples just need a break, right? We usually patch things up after, but this turned into something way bigger. We're at the lake house, and my friend starts pointing out how weird it all is. It's been over a week. Liz hasn't reached out once, and she's calling it a break. We all know what that usually means. That 3-on, 3-off schedule hits me again. I'm thinking, has someone else showed up? My buddy's convinced yes, and it all lines up perfectly with her shifts. I call her the next day to talk. Nope, still the same. We need this break. We'll figure it out later. Nothing left to do. I borrow his truck, park near our house at 8 a.m., watch her hop in an Uber to work. I follow her downtown, then go to my own job. That evening, I go back to her store to see if anyone's picking her up. She takes an Uber home alone. Same thing the next day. I can't tail my wife forever. I've got work too. No real proof anyway. Almost a month goes by. I'm back at the lake house. I stop by home to see Mike, but Liz is distant. Says she doesn't want to talk yet. Let's just get through this break. I'm thinking, no grounds for divorce, but living like this isn't living. Then my buddy calls. Hey, what's the address of that fancy jewelry store Liz works at? Need to grab a gift card, maybe look at some rings. I give him the downtown location and number. 2 hours later, he calls back. Dude, your wife's not there. Just 2 sales girls, no managers on the floor. I told him she must be on shift, but something felt wrong. I drive home. House is empty. She's not answering her phone. Not at her parents' either. It's evening now. I head to the store, park a block away, wait till closing at 8. I see Liz walk out with some guy, maybe 20, 25 tops. They get into his expensive luxury car, way too nice for his age. Emotions were all over the place. On one hand, at least my suspicions weren't crazy. On the other, I wanted to jump out and confront them, but I held back. I followed them. They drove straight to our house. He dropped her off at the driveway and left. I parked fast, went inside with my key. She's already on the phone with someone. I take the phone from her hand, still unlocked, and go through her messages from the past month. She hadn't expected me home, so nothing was deleted. I read everything. Turns out the flagship store has a private office for management. This guy? He's the son of one of the chain's top executives. That's why he never came inside the house. They'd been using that office the whole time. That's why my buddy didn't see her at the counter that day. She was working in the back. No tears, no big scene that night. She didn't even deny it. Instead, she finally unloaded everything she'd been thinking about me for the past 2 years. Of course, she brought up the Valentine's kiss again. Said it was just the tip of the iceberg, that she's convinced I've done way worse, things she'll never prove. The whole situation's messy. Some people might say it's my fault because of that stupid game. But come on, that's nonsense. It was an excuse, a cheap justification for what she wanted to do anyway. Thanks for listening. If this story hit you, drop a like and subscribe for more. What do you think? Was that kiss really the problem, or just a convenient story? Let me know in the comments.